Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Breakfast Club call brought to you by Chosen Global. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our Breakfast Club call brought to you by Chosen Global. My name is Pamela Pacheco, and I have the absolute honor, pleasure, and privilege of being your host every Thursday morning. Merry Christmas! Feliz Navidad! Feliz Navidad! Welcome, 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 everybody. Man, Merry Christmas to you guys, this family. This is gonna be really, really, really quick. Kudos to each and every single one of you guys that are logged on here from all over the world. Drop your name in the chat. We got New York City, we got Atlanta, Georgia, we got Tampa, Florida. Welcome, New Jersey. Welcome, Philly. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, ATL. Welcome, Miami. Welcome, Orlando. Welcome, 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 Jamaica. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, bienvenidos. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're joining us once again, welcome home. I remember when I first embarked upon entrepreneurship over 12 years ago, we were looking forward to these morning mentorship calls. And not only was I looking forward to these morning calls because of the information I was going to receive, but I was looking forward towards these morning calls because of the inspiration I was going to receive. Garbage in is garbage out, and greatness in is greatness out. So kudos to each and every single one of you guys that decided to start your morning off with some fire this morning, with some positivity. Yes, yes, yes. So I know it's Christmas, so we're gonna make this really, really, really short and sweet and to the point. But this week is different, right? This week the pace has just been slower, the energy is just softer, and that's not accidental. Christmas is not just a celebration, it is a pause. And yes, it is a celebration. We are rejoicing in the birthday of the King of all kings, but it is a divine interruption, reminding us of really what truly matters. Before the goals, before the grinds, before the vision boards, prayer boards, strategies, execution plans, all of these things. And this week isn't just about pushing forward, right? It's about realigning because God didn't send a strategy first, He sent a savior first. So I love that because even this week we've had so many church services and I attended quite a few of them. I served at one and sat in the other two. And just yesterday, it was Noche Buena. And if you have any Hispanic friends, we celebrate Christmas yesterday. Even though today we just kind of do nothing, but we celebrate Noche Buena, and it's because we are literally it's the translation in English, it is the good night, right? The good night where we are awaiting the birth of Christ, where we are just waiting. And yesterday it was quiet. I was cooking. I had a day. It was crazy. Last minute plans change, but plans change, decisions don't. And a decision of just loving on family and spending time with family is always just something very, very, very important to us. That's how we grew up. And it's just very near and dear to my heart. So, my brother is like, listen, I'm going to go to church. Can you just cook at home? And we're going to have family over. And I was just like, all right, cool. Whatever you want to do. And as I was cooking and few of my friends that are family are over and we're just enjoying the time with the kids and family, and I just was just so grateful. I was just so grateful because it was just a time, right? Yes. And I know so many of us are like, we're ready for the holidays to be done. Yes, absolutely. I'm with you. But this week isn't just about pushing forward. And what do I mean by that? And what do I mean that, God didn't send us strategy first, He sent us a savior because Jesus came quietly, if you realize, right? Humbly, intentionally, not rushed, not forced, not loud. And sometimes the most powerful thing we can do as leaders, as visionaries, as creators, as builders, as entrepreneurs, as professionals is just slow down. Slow down enough to just listen again. And last night was just one of those nights that I just was able to just slow down, to just listen again, to be able to rejoice, to have fun with family. Today, the fun and the family fun continues, but I always encourage, not only my mentees and our team, but the people around me, my friends, right? You, if you're watching us for the first time, to understand that Christmas is a leadership reset as well. And rest is not a reward, rest is a requirement, and rest needs to be strategic because rest isn't laziness, it's really wisdom. And even, we see in so many stories where Jesus withdrew to quiet places to pray. If the Son of God needed solitude to stay aligned, what does that tell us? That rest is not optional for us, it's essential. Burnout does not produce quality. Burnout does not produce clarity. Burnout does not produce results, period. Stillness does. So I love the fact that Christmas gives us permission to just stop performing and start restoring yourself, just spending time with the people you love. And yes, come with me by yourselves to a place and get some rest, like it says in Mark 6:31. But remember that rest sharpens discernment. Rest also restores perspective. Rest protects longevity. And rest is a leadership strategy. And I have been so intentional on this because it is not my strong suit. So I have had to just take more time to say, no, I'm going to rest. It's okay. We got a lot of things, but it's okay. And I'll tell you that there's so much power in just being present, being fully where your feet are. You've heard me say this a lot, not only this year, all the time. And I love that, you know, God was never rushed. He fulfilled every assignment. He was present with people, present in moments, present in conversations, present in building connections, because presence builds connection, right? Presence builds upon relationships. Presence builds trust. Presence builds meaning. You ever been talking to somebody and then all of a sudden they're like on their phone and I'm just like, dang, am I that boring or is it your attention span that's crazy? And obviously I know I'm not boring, but we live in a world where everything is rushed and this device here just dictates so much. So I encourage you to just be present during the holidays, be present with the people you love. I love putting my phone on do not disturb. If you're watching this, Merry Christmas, right? I love being able to text everybody, and I've probably been up since, not probably, I've been up since like 5-ish this morning. And I'm like, okay, I got so much stuff to do. I still have all these things, but I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. It's gonna get done when it gets done. And I'm just doing my best to just be present because you knowing that you have to be present, not only with the people you love, but being present with yourself, taking some just time to restore. And the reason also too that you see just being present with family, being present with the people you love, it builds something. It builds meaning. It builds joy. It builds just that serendipity moment with the people that matter most to you. So this week is just being fully about being present or being where you are fully, being fully where your feet are, be there with family, with faith, with yourself. You don't lose momentum by being present. On the contrary, you gain perspective. Gratitude is a growth multiplier. I always heard when you're grateful for what you have, you make more room for what is coming. And yes, expectation is the breeding ground for all miracles, but I love the fact that Jesus always thanked God before the miracles happened. He always was just living in a attitude of praise, of worship, and gratitude wasn't a reaction. It was a declaration of trust. I was so excited a few days ago. We were we were spending some times and my business partner's kids go to my same church, and one of them is in my class, and I teach fourth, fifth, and sixth graders. So we gave gratitude journals, and I love it because if you know me, you know I do a lot of gratitude journaling. Gratitude journaling, I'm a huge advocate for journaling, period. It has completely transformed my life, contributed to pretty much everything. And I absolutely love that he was like, yep, I've been doing my gratitude journaling 3 things a day. This is my journal. And I was just like, yes. Right. I was so excited because it's those little things that we don't realize that we do them long enough and they make a world of difference. And also just knowing that you're planting the seeds now in the generations of tomorrow. You're planting the seeds now in the things that are going to matter. So making sure that you're present, but just also taking the time to be grateful, because gratitude is what not only declares our trust, but gratitude reframes the year. Man, when I sit here and I look at 2025, I'm like, oh, Lord, child. Whew. I know on social media it makes it look very pretty. And don't get me wrong, I am so grateful. 2025 has been an amazing, amazing, blessed year. But when I think of a lot of the things, I'm like, whoa, it was crazy. But I do know that the reason it's better, the reason that I'm so grateful is because of the gratitude. Gratitude turns your pain into power, turns your pain into wisdom. Gratitude turns your pain into posture. Gratitude turns lessons into legacy. It turns your experience into strength. And I encourage you all to do things that I've done, right? Looking back at the year and naming the wins, naming the lessons, because ain't no losses over here. We learn, right? We either winning or we learning. Naming the lessons, naming the protection upon you, upon your life, upon your family, upon your business, upon your soul, upon your peace. Man, look back and name the people that you got to experience things with, that you got to just live, enjoy. Look back and give a name to the growth. Not everything was as planned, and we spoke about this, a few weeks ago, but everything shaped you. Everything shaped what was supposed to be in one way, shape, or form. And that is what I love it, because even though not everything was planned, everything took its place like it was supposed to. And this is why I always say gratitude turns your experience into wisdom, it turns it into supernatural joy. So I encourage you to just have more faith, have more gratitude, and trust the process without full clarity. Because if Christmas reminds me of anything, it reminds me of the story of obedience before understanding. Mary said yes, y'all. And I know she had some questions, but she said yes before she had any answers. And another thing, Joseph stayed when it didn't make sense. And I know some of y'all is going to go over your head, and it's okay. My point is, faith doesn't require full visibility, it requires surrender. Faith doesn't require full visibility, it requires surrender. Leadership requires trust, trust in timing, trust in process, trust in God. Faith is moving fully without having clarity. And I'm going to tell you, the gift of clarity is something precious. What has this year revealed to you? But more than anything, what has this year revealed about you? It's interesting because God often asked one simple question: what do you want me to do for you? Clarity begins when we slow down enough to answer honestly. This year, whether we like to realize it or not, it revealed our strength. It revealed what our treasures are. It revealed resilience. It revealed my boundaries. Oh, Lord. Oof. Got to work on it. Got to work on everything, though, right? If we're being real. It revealed maturity. It revealed my calling. It revealed my assignments. It revealed my tribe. It revealed my triggers. It revealed trauma that I'm still healing. It revealed so many things. And I love that because Christmas truly does hold a mirror, showing you who you've become. Clarity is often the greatest gift a season can give you. So take the time to see what this year has revealed about you. about your strength, your maturity, your calling, your business, your alignment, your assignment, all of these things, because they all matter. Generosity, a legacy, impact. Success has to be bigger than you. So many people always ask me, they're like, Pam, it's Christmas. Like, why are you on a call? Because it's about legacy and impact. It's about my gifts making room for me. But I also know this: God measured greatness by service, not status. So if God measured greatness by service and not status, true success multiplies when it moves through others. True success multiplies when it moves through others. So you have to realize, always ask yourself, what am I doing that's bigger than me? Because legacy isn't built by accumulation, it is built by contribution. So if you know you're not contributing or you haven't contributed, and you're probably like, but Pam, I don't even know what to contribute. Well, ask yourself, what are your gifts? Ask yourself, what is that purpose? What are your gifts? What are the things that you're really good at? What are the things you can't stop thinking about? People can't stop asking you about advice on or something to do with, because your gifts will always make room for you. You want to know what you're good at? Ask the people around you, right? Ask the people, because sometimes people around us see things that we don't see. But once you figure out what your gifts are, once you figure out, ooh, let me tell you, once you do, then you got to ask yourself, well, how can I use these gifts to make a lasting contribution to humanity? How can I make a gift to humanity that is going to outlive me? Your gifts were never meant to stop with you. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. It is all about contribution. So, preparing the ground, not the plan. If you realize, right, God always talked more, specifically Jesus talked more about the soil than the success, because the condition of the ground, the soil, is what determines the harvest. So this week, as you're closing out the week, it isn't about building the full plan necessarily, but it's about you preparing your heart, your mind, your spirit. It's about you preparing everything that you need, taking time for your faith, taking time for your fitness, taking time for your family, taking time for your feelings, taking time for your fortune, taking time for your fame, for your fun, things that all matter to you. Just taking the time for all of these things. Because when we think about the next year, January is for execution. December is for alignment. But here's the reality: you don't plant seeds in the frozen ground, right? Because there's no harvest is going to come from it. It's not going to get the nutrients that it's needs. It's not going to get the water. It's not going to get the sunlight. But here's what you do: you prepare the soil. You prepare the soil. And this is why, if you've ever attended one of our mastermind and mimosas, our vision board parties, and this year we're adding prayer boards. I'm so excited. January 10th, by the way, is going down. We don't rush the vision boards. We gather intentionally. This is why it's a goal setting. This is why we go over peak performance habits. This is why we go over financial literacy. We do all of these things because it's about gathering intentionally, and clarity always, always, always comes before strategy. Intentional spaces matter, and they matter as you go into this new year. Always remember that growth accelerates in the right rooms. Jesus did not build alone, he built in community. You can look across everywhere, across time, the greatest of the greats. Nobody did it alone, they built it in community. Accountability sharpens execution, but proximity compresses time. Guidance shortens the learning curve because we get to teach you things that we didn't learn until we made mistakes. I always tell my mentees, mistake make money here, but you don't got to make them. You'll make a lot more money if you can just learn from the wise, right? He or she who is wise learns from the mistakes of others. So if you know guidance is going to shorten the learning curve, transformation does not happen in isolation. This means that you have to get in the right rooms, whether it's attending Mastermind and Mimosas January 10th, whether it's getting registered for coaching or consulting for your business, for your brand, for your company, whatever that's going to look like. Being intentional about growth spaces as you go into 2026. Transformation always happens faster when you're not doing it alone. And this is why commitment always lasts longer in the context of the right community. So this Christmas, the greatest gift you can give yourself is alignment. Alignment with God, alignment with your values, alignment with people, alignment with your purpose. And I mean, I say alignment with people, alignment with your people. Okay? Your people. It's important. Alignment with your purpose. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove. You don't need to force anything. Just rest, reflect, take the time to reset, prepare the soil. The harvest is coming. The best is yet to come. Blessings on blessings to each and every single one of you guys. Much love to you guys. Merry, Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. And I tell you all this because when the new year comes, you won't just be ready. You'll be aligned to execute. And when we walk into what's next, we don't walk alone. We walk forward with Him. And with Him, all things are possible. The greatest gifts of all. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Blessings on blessings. Merry Christmas. Breakfast has been served. And always remember, if you are ready to turn alignment into action, clarity into strategy, and vision into execution, that is why my coaching, consulting, and intentional spaces are designed to support you on your journey. Blessings on blessings. I appreciate y'all. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad.